Castoff. This is the #1 recasting show on the internet where two contestants compete by recasting your favorite actors in movies you love. I'm your host, Craig Price, and we are smack dab in the middle of October. So to celebrate the season, we've got two great guys, not just one great guy. We actually have two great guys from In a World movie improv podcast to take on Interview with the Vampire, Avish, Parashar, and Michael Worth. How are you guys?
Doing great, Craig. How are you?
Good. Michael, how are you? I want to make sure you're still alive.
I'm great. I'm doing great. That was a monster intro. I'm doing great from that intro. Thank you so much. How you doing?
Good. All right. Well, we're going to start with Avish because Avish, I have known you for almost a decade now. It's crazy. Yeah. I remember when you didn't have gray in your hair.
I know. I'm very distinguished.
You are definitely Reed Richarding it big time. You've got Mr. Fantastic going. How you been? What you been up to?
I've been good, living the virtual pandemic life and, doing movie podcasts and doing Castoff with you. So I'm living life.
So tell me about this In a World podcast, because I know it's called In a World, a movie homage podcast or an improv movie homage podcast, but that's too hard to say. So I just say In a World.
Yeah, it's In a World of Improvised Movie Homages, and Mike and I do it together. And what we do is we both have a big improv comedy background. I've been doing it almost 30 years, and it's what I do as a speaker. And so on this podcast, Mike and I do a two-man show where we create a whole improvised movie. But the twist on ours, and as far as I know, no one else is doing, is we play short-form improv games to tell a continuous story. So we play a random Whose Line Is It Anyway style game, but then whatever characters and story progression happens in that one, we carry that forward to the next one to tell a complete story. And we always base every episode as an homage to a genre or famous movie. So it's a ton of fun. If you like movies and improv comedy, you will enjoy our podcast.
So, Michael, that means, let me ask you, which one is the movie geek of the two of you? I mean, who's the bigger geek? I mean, I know Avish is a big geek, but is he a movie geek? Is he a bigger geek than you are when it comes to movies?
He totally wins on the movie geek. He totally can, pull out the whole random character from, he was Thug number 4 in 1984's They Live, or whatever it was, My thing is, because I'm a composer, I can totally nerd out all the stuff. We're well, you realize Supergirl was written by Jerry Goldsmith, who also did The Omen and blah, blah, blah. So that's my strength. But Avish has that whole dialed in, super nerdy. You're at a pool table at a bar at 11 at night and you put $100. Can he actually, list, Thug 4 from whatever, and he'll pull it out. So he's the bigger movie geek,
So he'd much rather be on Doug Loves Movies, where you can actually, that format where you go in reverse. So
yes. No, I'm a really niche kind of guy. I'm a composer, so it's that's my thing. So,
all right, so
that's my approach to it.
All right, so it looks like what you're saying is brace yourself for defeat. Got it. So let's move on to the rules. The rules,
no mercy.
The rules are fairly simple. What we do is I will throw up the actor and the character. What you'll do is replace the actor with somebody. And this is Doctor Who rules. Any actor from time and space. The best choice gets 1 point. I will be choosing as well, and if you happen to get my secret selection, that's an additional point. So if you start to fall behind, what you can do is try to tap into some big C energy, big Craig energy, and if you can tap into my psyche and figure out what I'm thinking, you might be able to get an extra point. Now remember, getting Craig's selection doesn't mean you get the best choice, but let's be honest, most of my selections are the best choice, so it's a good way to get 2 points when you're down below.
Fair point.
Person with the most points wins. And, of course, if there's a tie, we will go to double feature to win, and I will explain those rules when and if they are necessary. As always, this show is brought to you by Matinee Heroes, and October means Matinee Villains Month. And this Saturday, these two jamokes that we got right here today join me to talk about one of the worst brats in cinema history, Demon Spawn Damien from The Omen. You guys did a great job, and it's a fun show. So head over to matineeheroes.com/subscribe to subscribe to the podcast feed. And you can also hear tonight's post show exclusively on the audio version of Castoff every Thursday in the Matinee Heroes feed. And while you're over at matineeheroes.com, if you're enjoying this show, head over to matineeheroes.com/Castoff and subscribe to the video feed so that way you can always see the show. We got options to YouTube, Twitch, we got the Facebook, or as my mom would call it, the book face. So we've got options galore. But tonight we're going to talk about Interview with a Vampire, and let's get gothic and we will question our sexuality as we talk about vampires in New Orleans. And we're going to start with Avish. Avish, you won the first. You won the first one. So who do you have playing Tom Cruise's a very young, very? He looks like the blue boy there. He looks like the Danish blue boy. His Lestat de Lioncourt. Who do you have, Avish?
Well, I wanted someone who is super charismatic, even when they could do menacing and ridiculous, but make it work. And so I went with Hugh Jackman.
Well, that's disappointing because, as everyone knows, Hugh Jackman is my nemesis. And
I did not know that.
Oh, see, you should listen to the show. He's an awful human being. So he was in awful movies like Swordfish, Van Helsing, Real Steel, Chappie, and Movie 43, where he had testicles for a neck. So yeah, if you would see, this is right off the bat, Avish, bad historical move that everyone knows how much I hate Hugh Jackman, and you have some cojones to pick him right out of the gate. So Michael, did you learn anything from this exchange and pick someone different than Hugh Jackman?
Of course I did. I learned how to win this round. I went with, I wanted the charisma. I wanted the intensity. I also wanted someone who actually was in a vampire movie. So he was in the film adaptation of Twilight. Horrible movie, but a great, great character. Peter Facinelli. An intense, yeah, right.
Poor man, Tom Cruise.
Yeah.
Thank you.
He is. He's like a if you went to the dollar store and you got Tom Cruise, this is what he would show up as.
This is like a Chinese import of Tom Cruise, where it's like Tom Cruise, but it's spelled Crooz.
Yes. Yeah. He was in the Twilight movies, but he's also been in some other things like Can't Hardly Wait, The Damned. And then he moved on to TV, where he was on The Great Show with Nurse Jackie and Supergirl.
Yes. He was Maxwell Lord in Supergirl, I think. Right?
Yes. Yeah. He plays. He plays one of the bad guys, because look at him. He's kind of got that bad guy look.
Yeah.
So let's head over here. We've got Hugh Jackman. We got Peter Facinelli. The judges went against my wishes and picked Hugh Jackman.
There it is.
I was very upset when this happened because I'm not the only one who votes. But yeah, Hugh Jackman got you a point, Avish, and I don't know how that happened. But anyways, I went with Nicolas Coster-Waldau.
Oh, nice. Yes.
From Game of Thrones.
He would be great.
He has played an immortal as well. He did a show called New Amsterdam years ago on Fox, where he played a guy who became immortal during the American Revolution, back when the Danish still ran New York. But I like him. He's really good. But we'll move on to I would say he's shocked to be in this movie, Brad Pitt. This is he is Louis de Pontdelac. So we'll start with Michael. Michael, you go first this round. Who do you have playing the sidekick?
I have to confess that I had my 15-year-old daughter help me to influence this as I was typing through this, and she actually dropped in another guy with intense eyes and surprising charisma, Sebastian Stan.
There you go, Sebastian Stan, the one-armed bandit, as we know him from the MCU movies. But he can also play bad guys, as we saw him. He plays very good college frat boy jerks in the Hot Tub Time Machine. He was in Black Swan, The Martian. But he's actually a very talented guy as well. So I would say that's a pretty good pick. Avish, who do you have to counteract Sebastian Stan?
I wanted someone who could do kind of the tortured adoration thing. So I immediately my mind went to Moulin Rouge and Ewan McGregor.
Ewan, I like how you say that. Ewan, it's not Ewan, it's Ewan McGregor.
I don't know how to say his name. He's not Indian.
Solid choice.
Known for taking the high ground as Obi-Wan Kenobi in the prequels. Great in Trainspotting as he crawled out of a toilet bowl. But he can play good guys and bad guys. He's fantastic in Moulin Rouge, one of the few musicals I enjoy, one that we did here on MatineeHeroes.com. And also, if you saw Dr. Sleep, the Shining sequel, he was actually fairly good in that. That was a very good movie. He's very good.
That was good.
Yeah, he's top-notch.
So we have Sebastian Stan. We have Ewan McGregor. These are two hunky guys, and both very talented. The judges conferred one more time, and they decided Ewan. Ewan McGregor.
Ewan.
Who's paying these judges?
Well, no one gets paid, but we'll disclose who they are at the end. But
all right.
I went with Timothy Chalamet because he just looks like he's a gothic sidekick.
He does.
I almost put the picture of him in his Willy Wonka suit. Cat just came out this weekend. Oh, good Lord. I guess he's in the musical version of Willy Wonka movie. So
I just heard about it. I didn't even know they're making another one.
oh, there's no need. Gene Wilder is it, and it always will be, and there's no need for anything else.
Thank you. Yes, thank you. Yes, exactly.
So,
but good choice. Good choice on your part.
next up is the bad guy, Santiago, played by Stephen Ray, who runs the Theater of Vampires, which was mocked perfectly on season 2 of the finale of What We Do in the Shadows. If you've not seen that show, oh, that is great vampire show. It's an improv vampire show. You'll like that.
I've heard, yeah.
So, we'll start with the improv vampire himself. And now, is that wooden crosses behind you? What's that? Is that fake paneling?
Oh yeah, baby, it's all green screen tech.
I know. So you have the ability to put any background on Earth, and you decided to go with like you're in a crate.
Well, I wanted nothing to distract from my beauty, so I wanted all attention here, not on the background.
All right, well, we need to find something maybe less brown because you're just kind of fading in there.
You're blending in, dude.
Yeah,
that's the other benefit. If I ever want to just camouflage,
you're like a tree ninja.
So who do you have playing the bad guy, theater owner vampire?
So I went with someone who's got a little bit of dignity, but could also be goofy. And I really saw Jeffrey Rush in this role.
Ah, yes. Now, Jeffrey Rush is a man for all cinema because he is good in everything he does, and he has unbelievable range. You're right. He can get goofy in those Caribbean movies, but if you've seen him in Munich or The Shine, he's fantastic.
Yeah.
And then, of course, he gets stupid again in Mystery Men, so he can really do it all. Though he has gotten real old real quick, so I had to find a younger picture of him because he's...
Well, that's true.
Yeah. So
He's very versatile.
Absolutely. He can do anything.
Oh, yeah.
So, do you have someone who can do anything, Michael?
I have the one person that can counteract Jeffrey Rush. He's beaten him time and time again in Pirates of the Caribbean. Johnny Depp.
Oh, wow.
Yes. Yep. Everybody went for Pirates of the Caribbean people on this one, and Johnny Depp, who I have learned over the years is not that great an actor because he only can do wackadoodle characters. He can't do real people.
But that's what you need for this movie.
Yeah. Oh, I'm not saying you don't, but Edward Scissorhands, What's Eating Gilbert Grape. I try to put some acting roles in here that he actually is acting in versus Mordecai and crap like that. So Johnny Depp. So we do have Jeffrey Rush. We do have Johnny Depp. We do have a Pirates of the Caribbean theme going on here. Santiago is decided to be Jeffrey Rush. So Avish takes a massive 3-point lead.
Have I mentioned I'm the musician out of the two of us?
No, we know. You don't need to mention it. We can tell. We can tell.
Are we going to recast the score, the composer?
No.
Okay.
At this rate, I don't know if it'll help. But Michael, I still want you to know there's 8 points potentially on the board, so you're not out of this. We've had people come back from this before. It has happened.
I'm against the ropes, man. There's a lot of public going on.
I went with a Frenchman, Vincent Cassel, because I think he just has that look of an old European vampire.
He does.
So
He's classy, yeah.
And he's super talented too. And this is an older picture of when he was really young. He looked even more French.
Yeah.
If he only had a striped shirt and a
What would that
beret,
mean?
smoking a cigarette with a red handkerchief,
I
he'd be all
want
set.
all the French, please, for this role. He's a good choice. He's a very good choice.
Well, next we have Armand, played by Antonio Banderas, or as I like to call him, the bee from the Nosenes. He's the Nosenes bee.
Yes.
Nasonex,
Nasonex.
that's right, because I'm saying
Nasonex.
his agent went, I can get you work, but it's just going to be this. And they went, the only thing he's ever done besides the cat and Puss in Boots, he's the Nasonex bee? Come on. All right. So, Michael, Armand is supposed to be actually a small, young Russian boy, a pre-adolescent, small adolescent Russian, but they made him a full-size adult Spaniard. Who do you have to play supposed to be the most beautiful person in the whole movie?
Well, my wife chose...
What
I
is
can't
that?
really say this, but Avisha, I stole your character because I actually thought Hugh Jackman would actually deliver the role for this as a stunning... Stop it, Craig.
So, yeah, Hugh Jackman.
Avisha, used to have the same brain. It's really ridiculous.
So, which was Avish's pick, yeah, and he's known for movies like Deception, Someone Like You, Pan, Scoop, and a movie that he was good in because we didn't have to see him, Flushed Away.
Yes. I think you have a.
Oh,
I think you have a thing about Hugh Jackman. Is that right, Craig?
Were you not listening? He is my arch
I
nemesis.
remember. I was just listening to an episode of Castoff where I heard you say about how you have a disdain for Hugh Jackman.
Yeah, it's the reason why I don't like him. If you don't know, the reason I don't like him, he's like the perfect guy. He can sing, he can dance, he can host. He's funny, he's charming, he's sweet. He's handsome. He's got a wife that he's been married to exclusively for 20-something years. He's got kids. Yeah. He's a good dad.
So you're saying he's the male Charlize Theron, is what you're saying?
Yeah, and I don't like that.
And now both your guests have actually like put him out as a legit cast.
Yeah, so, and if it was up to me, I would deduct points, but I was told that can't happen. So you've got to find somebody that can beat Hugh Jackman, Avish.
Yeah. So I wanted someone who has like this weird appeal and charisma in that kind of menacing sort of way, and so I went specifically with the Inglourious Basterds version of Christoph Waltz.
Yes, and I kind of gave it away already. I hit the button too soon, but yes, he's known for playing intelligent schemers and Inglourious Basterds right off the bat. He's great in that.
He's great in Django Unchained. He's phenomenal.
He's the exact opposite. That's how great an actor he is. He's a vicious, horrible, scheming person in Inglourious Basterds, but he's a warm, sweet, wonderful scheming guy in Django Unchained.
Assassin, yeah.
Of course, he's Blofeld in No Time to Die, and then he was in Horrible Bosses 2 and Alita Battle Angel. So you get work what you can. So we have Hugh Jackman, Christoph Waltz.
Get my butt kicked.
And the judges finally realized, yes, you can't have Hugh Jackman get 2 points. So Avish has 4 solid points. So now, Michael, you are in. You haven't lost yet, but you have a long way back.
I'm on the ropes, man. I'm so on the ropes.
Like said,
well, there's a chance that Craig picks Hugh Jackman here to get 2 points.
Yeah. Well, if I pick Hugh Jackman, you get a point. But anyways, here's what needs to happen now. You have to get all 3 of the next one and match one of mine. So you have 4 chances to match mine and 3 to win on your own. So
this is a David and Goliath moment here.
This is going to be tough. I'm not going to lie to you. So I went with Oscar Isaac because he's just as handsome as Antonio Banderas and I think more talented. So definitely would fit there. So you've got a long way to go here, buddy. So now we get to the interviewer of the vampire, Christian Slater, who stepped in for River Phoenix, not someone either one of you picked. So who do you have replacing the replacement, Christian Slater? Avish.
Right?
So I wanted someone who could kind of be nerdy and intense, but you then kind of got that obsessive type approach. So I went with Michael Emerson.
Oh, that was a good. I like Michael Emerson. He's a really talented guy. He's always underestimated baddies, and that doesn't mean he's underestimated for playing baddies. He's always playing the bad guy that everybody in the show underestimates, but he's actually the one controlling everything. As we saw in Lost when he was Ben. Person of Interest, where he's a nice version of Ben. Apparently he's been in some movies. I didn't know. He's in the Saw movies. Which
the first one at least.
No, he's in a couple of them.
Is he really?
I haven't watched that. He was in The Legend of Zorro that came out in the 2000s. And he's now on the TV show Evil, which I have not watched. So from Michael Emerson, we're going to go to Michael Worth. Michael, who do you have?
I went with the same thing as the kind of earnest intensity as well as a certain naivete while still being an adult. And I was watching Buffy the Vampire Slayer, which got me into Sarah Michelle Gellar, which got me into Freddie Prinze Jr.
I was going to say, was this turning into the 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon?
Yeah. But that's my choice.
Yeah, he's known for teen rom-coms, like She's All That and Head Over Heels and Summer Catch. But he's also a Jedi in Star Wars Rebels. So
Kanan.
He's a very nice, sweet guy. I've met him a couple times at several cons that he goes to. Very nice guy.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. I always like to tell you when they're nice guys. If they're assholes, I won't. There goes my YouTube. But if they're jerks, I won't tell you who they are. But if they're nice, I make sure to make a point out that Freddie is a very nice guy.
I heard he's a real genuine guy. Yeah.
Yeah, but he never brings Michelle with him. But so that's there's that.
Because I wouldn't mind seeing
Yeah.
her.
Well, she of the two, we have Michael Emerson, Freddie Prinze Jr. I went with Jake Gyllenhaal. I didn't say the point goes to Freddie Prinze Jr. I don't know why that
I got
one.
a point.
Yeah,
I
you.
win. I'm not shut up.
Yes, so it's 1-0. I went with Jake Gyllenhaal, kind of like a Nightcrawler done good. Yeah,
Yeah.
But I think he could be a nice guy. You just put some glasses on him, he'd be fine. So that's why I found a happy picture of him, because Nightcrawler, he's a scumbag.
He's a solid choice. Yeah.
Well, now we get
but
to
a Zodiac character, like that would be really like right up that alley.
Well, now we get Claudia, the vampire brat, played by the young Kirsten Dunst, and the only thing that she has the least vampiric teeth I've ever seen. They're all rounded, so there's not really doesn't make any sense. Yeah. So we're gonna start with Michael. Michael, who do you have playing? And this is usually in the show, our Matinee Hero show, we don't recast kids because it's so difficult. But in this one, I think you can. I think there's enough young female actresses that are named that people can identify.
Yeah, there's enough raw material out there, and like again, that kind of earnest intensity. Like, if there's one thing for this movie, is earnest intensity shows up again and again and again. And funny enough, my daughter Catherine was like, "Give me a little hint," and she was like, 11, Millie Bobby Brown. But at the early, season 1 of Stranger Things,
right? But
spot on, she'll kill it.
I didn't want to have her head shaved, so I didn't want to get her a head shaved picture. So I was trying to. I want to represent her nicely. But yeah, she's got
look with her 2 years younger. You know what I mean?
She's got some powerful nosebleed powers because every time she uses them, her nose bleeds.
Yeah.
But she's Stranger Things, which is always good. Enola Holmes, she's really good in that with Henry Cavill as Sherlock. That's very good. And her mom, played by Helen Bonham Carter. And of course, she's in the Godzilla movies where she basically just screams, and it's not her fault. The people in the Godzilla movies, you're not there to see the people, which is why Bryan Cranston was wasted.
Yeah, welcome to mainstream Hollywood performances. Like it's like I know, I touched that world. It's like but she's great.
Yeah, well, please don't touch that world. The restraining order is still in place. So Avish, who do you have to play the young Claudia?
Well, I agree with Mike's reasonings, and I thought about Millie Bobby Brown, but my mind kept being drawn to, probably because a lot of the look, especially when you look at the haircut in those early movies, was Hermione Granger herself. Emma Watson was my pick.
Ooh,
yes.
Nice choice, yeah.
Yes, she's known for bailing out Harry Potter all the time. But Emma Watson's very talented. She's in the Beauty and the Beast movies. Little Women, she was great in Little Women. I'm glad. Hermione always irritated me because she was just kind of like a little brat. And then, of course, poor Emma Watson, she had that 2 years where she had that, that prepubescent 9 to 10-year-old mustache that little girls get sometimes.
Oh, geez.
So we've got Millie Bobby Brown. We've got Emma Watson, both super talented. Both could easily do this. The judges decided on Millie Bobby Brown. So, Michael, you're 2 points away.
I'm only losing. I'm not getting crushed.
Yeah. I went with Elle Fanning, who is also a very good adult actress. And I say that as a grown-up actress, because if I say adult actress, that's awful. So she's a very good grown-up actress who can really do that. And I think she's better than Dakota. So she's like the really talented Fanning.
Mm-hmm.
Well, now we get to the last one, and this is Yvette, played by the awesome and powerful Thandie Newton, who's one of my favorite actresses of all time. Yeah, so Avish, almost irreplaceable, but how are you going to replace Thandie Newton?
Well, it was tough because she is irreplaceable. Plus, it was actually a very small, a short part. So there was not.
There are no small parts. There are only small people.
I was a small observer for this part, but someone who kind of bring that in a short role to that intensity. So I went with Taraji P Henderson.
Well, I don't know who Taraji P Henderson is, but Taraji P Henson is My judges immediately went, am I supposed to pick who's this Taraji P Henderson? Because I don't. Henson's great.
I was going with the sister of Harry. Dang it.
Jeez. So Taraji P is known for being a kick-ass leading lady. She can do quiet and dignified, like Hidden Figures, or she can be loud and proud, like What Men Want, or she can be over the top, like she is an Empire, or she can be very straight ahead and very authoritative in Person of Interest, which was one of the first times I really took notice of Taraji. She was great in that one. I also had Michael Emerson, one of Avish's picks. All right, Michael. This is it.
I have a weird pick, and here's why it was weird. My daughter, because I was typing on the kitchen table.
Why are you here? Let's get your daughter on the show.
Yeah.
What the?
Have to get up here. And
Just what we need is more white guys. We could easily have just.
I want a small teenage white woman to do this, and she recommended Zendaya, and I was like, no, she's annoying. She's in Spider-Man. She's annoying. But then I saw her in Dune, and I was like, oh, she has quiet intensity. She has caring, and I said, go for it. So I was like. It's a little bit of a leap of faith, but I think Zendaya would really deliver the goods on this.
Yeah, she is. She's actually great as MJ in the MCU Spider-Man movies. I have not seen Dune yet. That's coming out. I know people have seen Dune. In fact, I'm probably taking a big hit in our viewership tonight, as many of our Utah reviewers are watching Dune tonight.
It opened up tonight, right?
No, it's screened for. Here at the Matinee Heroes, we have a lot of film critics that come on the show, and they're all. A lot of them are from Utah, and a lot of them are watching the screener today.
The preview, yeah.
Yeah. She was in The Greatest Showman. She was one of the better parts of that movie.
She's actually great in that.
Yeah, because I mean, the lead guy kind of sucked, but everybody else was fantastic. Even the bearded lady was better.
Who was that?
I don't know. And then, of course, she was
Jackman?
Malcolm and Marie, and then HBO. She won. I think she won an Emmy for Euphoria. So we have the wonderful Yvette as Taraji P Henson or Zendaya. So, Michael, what you need to do is you need to get Zendaya, which you did. So
yes, I did. I'm in the game. I'm still in the game.
Now you have to find out if your pick is my pick, and if your pick is my pick, this is a tie game. And we'll find out right after this. So, folks, we need subscribers. Head over to matineeheroes.com/castoff. Go to the YouTube link. Head over to YouTube and subscribe. You don't even have to watch. I don't care if you watch. You could make up fake names and fake accounts. We just need to hit 100 so we can get a URL. So instead of saying matineeheroes.com/castoff, we can just say youtube.com/castoff or Matinee Heroes. We haven't decided yet because we don't have the ability to get the URL. But please, we'd love for you to do that. We're only 25 away. It's been updated since this. I'm tired of the convoluted link to our YouTube channel, so please subscribe and ignore. Or subscribe and watch the show. So let's get back to Michael. Now, Michael, Zendaya has been one of our mainstay picks on the show for the last year and a half. To have Zendaya show up in a situation like this is not unique. So I'm not belittling your pick. This is actually good because that means Zendaya is fresh in my mind. I just went to go see No Time to Die. The Spider-Man preview was there. She's there. She's very talented. Very well could have been someone I thought of, but she wasn't. I went with Naomi Harris from No Time to Die.
I lost.
So that means that, Avish, you are today's winner.
Well done, sir.
As today's winner, please, you have today's final thought.
All right, well, today's final thought will be purely self-promotional. So if you're watching this, you like movies, if you like humor, if you like improv comedy, the podcast Mike and I do together is called In a World of Improvised Movie Homages, and it's available on pretty much all your major podcast apps and sites. And if you want a direct link to it, go to our website, avishandmike.com. You can get all the back episodes, links to subscribe. Check it out. It's improv comedy combined with movies and storytelling. It's a ton of fun.
Well, Avish, you're very lucky because you can get Avish and anything because there's not that many Avishes with URLs in the world. So, but well done. But we have something for next week as well. Let's talk about next week because as we get to next week, it's a rematch of epic proportions. That's right. Randy Redacted returns his long-awaited Season 3 debut as he goes up against punching bag Tracy Mangum. He's back again for his 4th consecutive show, it feels like. And we're doing Bram Stoker's Dracula. Oh, yes. We're going to see who they think can be a better Dracula than Gary Oldman. It's almost impossible. But if you want to be on the show, head over to matineeheroes.com/castoff/application. Fill out the application, and you too could be on the show. We've had several people who've been on via that way, and have actually had some really good folks. So so don't think applying is just, it's a waste of time. You can actually be on the show. You can also email mhcastoff@gmail.com just to say, hey, leave a comment, or If you ask for an application, I'm just going to send you the link. You can follow us at the Castoff Show on Twitter, Matinee Heroes on Facebook groups, matineeheroes.com/Castoff to get us to the YouTube channel, and also Twitch TV. We're on there as well at Twitch TV/Matinee Heroes. Special thanks to our additional judges, Elizabeth Rapp and Brendan Agnew. As you know, they are always our traditional fill-in hosts that when Alan's not there, usually it's Brendan or Elizabeth, both top-notch. Elizabeth is due up to, she just was on the Glengarry Glen Ross episode last week, and Brendan Agnew is going to end this month with Scream. And just so you guys know, we're recording our Thanksgiving episode with both of them for the first time. All of us, Alan, myself, Elizabeth, and Brendan, we're going to do a Thanksgiving movie for you guys. I just wanted to have the whole Matinee Heroes family in there. It's just so sweet. It's great to have them all together. So, on behalf of today's winner, Avish Parashar, and today's not winner, Michael Worth, I'm Craig Price. Thank you for watching. This has been The Castoff. We'll see you next week.